Hi there, Steve here. I have been selling with Amazon FBA for over 2 years now. I really believe in the idea of making passive income on your computer, traveling the world, and living life on your own terms. In this video, we are going to go in depth about Amazon sales tax. So if you are just setting up your Amazon FBA business, you absolutely need to know about Amazon sales tax. And if you stay until the end of this video, I am going to give you a bonus tip that will help you to save money when it comes to your Amazon sales tax. So let's get started. This video is brought to you by Digital Life Mastery. Digital Life Mastery is an Amazon FBA course that is going to teach you exactly how to build a successful Amazon FBA business from scratch. The link to my course is on the bottom of this video. You can go ahead and click on it and get my course. Again, I do want to remind you, if you stay until the end of this video, I'm going to give you a bonus tip that is going to help you to save money when it comes to your Amazon sales tax. So you most definitely want to hear this out. And if you end up liking this video, I would really appreciate a big thumbs up and a subscription. This YouTube channel is all about Amazon FBA. So right in front of me is the sales tax page for Amazon Seller Central's account. You want to go up here, go to settings after logging into your Amazon Seller Central account, and click on tax settings, and you will come to this page right over here. So by default, Amazon is collecting taxes for this stage right over here. So every time that you make a sale, by default, Amazon is going to collect taxes for the states. So depending on where you live, if you live in California, if you live in Idaho, if you live in Indiana or any of these states, Amazon is going to collect taxes for that state because that's where your business is established. Now, one thing I want to make clear, if you are going to sell internationally from the United Kingdom, if you do not live in America, then you do not have to worry about sales tax. This only applies to people who live in North America. So if you are going to live in a specific state, you are going to have a sales tax for that state. So you are going to need to pay a sales tax every quarter or every month, depending on how it is set up. You are going to need to pay sales tax for those states if you live in the North America. So let's say you live in California, you do need to get a sales tax ID for California in order to be eligible to pay a sales tax for California every month or every quarter, depending on how it is set up. Simply, you can go to google.com and type in, for example, for California sales tax. That's the state that I live in. So I do pay a sales tax for California. For every state, there is a website that you can go to in order to get your sales tax ID. Again, for your Amazon sales tax, you are going to need a sales tax ID. I have typed in California sales tax on google.com and this first link has popped up right over here. Let's go ahead and let's click on it, and it is going to take us to California's sales tax website right over here. And if you scroll down here, this is where you can go ahead and pay your sales tax every quarter for your Amazon business. Now let's go up here to how do I, and let's click on register for a permit, license, or an account. And right over here, you can go ahead and register for a sales tax ID for California. It says you can register online for a permit, license, or account for sales and use tax. So you can go ahead and read this information right over here. So you can go ahead and click right over here, begin registration, to register for your sales tax for California. Now scroll down here and click on register for a new business activity right over here on the registration, and then you can go ahead and get your sales tax ID by following these questions right over here. Now the same process will apply to every state that you live in North America. So you can go ahead and on Google type in, for example, Colorado sales tax, and it will pop up. You can go ahead and get your sales tax ID in their government website. Now if you do not see your state right over here, still okay, you can go up here to add states. Go ahead and scroll down right over here and you will see your state right over here. Let's say you live in Florida. Let's click on Florida. Let's click on add select states, and Amazon is going to start collecting Amazon sales tax for Florida. So Florida has been added right over here. You want to go ahead and activate gift wrap if you have put gift wrap available in your Amazon listing. And for shipping and handling, you want to go ahead and activate this as well. Great. So now Amazon is going to collect sales tax for Florida. Now, another question, how can you figure out what sales tax ID you need to use for your Amazon FBA product? I will answer that right now. Now, on your product's listing page, when you are creating your listing, under the tab offer is going to be this right over here, product tax code. So you want to go ahead and find the most suitable tax code for this product and paste it right over here. So if you live in Florida and you have Florida as a state for Amazon to collect taxes in, Amazon is going to collect taxes for the state of Florida based on the code that you put in. Now, for most products, it is going to be agent tax. So it is going to be this one right over here, agent tax right over here. 99% of the products, it is going to be this one. But let's say your product is more specific. You want to scroll down right over here. Again, it says default product tax code, agent tax. You want to click on view product tax codes, and it is going to open up a different categories of products. For example, if you're selling general books, if you're selling book bags, umbrellas, hair accessories, bathing suits. If let's say your product is a hair accessory, and I believe wigs will apply for this as well. So if you are selling wigs or like hair extensions, you can go ahead and copy this right over here and put it in the tax. I believe that hair extensions would apply for this as well. If you are selling pet food, you can go ahead and get this code right over here. If you are selling basically, let's see, digital ebooks, you can get the code right over here. If you are selling thermometers, contraceptives, so it's very unique products. So if you're in that product or in that product category, you can get those codes. Again, for 99% of the products, it is going to be agent tax. So you want to go ahead and put this code in your Amazon listing under offer in product tax codes. Now, something that I want to point out, Amazon does collect sales taxes and they do have a report that you can go ahead and download, but I wouldn't recommend that you download Amazon's report because it is very complicated to understand. There is a lot of numbers, a lot of information that you need to grasp. So I wouldn't recommend that you go ahead and download Amazon's website's report. What I recommend instead is to sign up with a third-party service like TaxJar. And TaxJar is going to put everything in a neatly condensed file telling you how much sales tax you need to pay for each state. Now, when you're first starting with Amazon FBA, only focus on the state that you live in, only focus on California. And when your business grows, you start sourcing more inventory and more products, then your product is going to sit in a warehouse. Let's say if you live in California, in let's say Texas, then you are going to have a nexus in Texas because your inventory is in the warehouse in Texas. Let's say half of your inventory is in Texas and half of it is in New York, for example. Then you are going to have nexuses that you need to pay in those two states, and you do need to get a sales tax ID for these two states. So here's the TaxJar website right over here that you can go ahead and use. Again, TaxJar is going to get everything in a neatly condensed file for you to know how much sales tax you need to pay for each state. Again, I do want to mention when you're just starting out, only focus on getting a sales tax ID for the state that you live in. And when your business grows and you start sourcing more inventory and you have more products and your inventory, let's say, is sitting in Texas, then you are going to have nexus in those states and you do need to get a sales tax ID for those states in order to pay your sales tax. Now, this is basically it. If you're still here, here's the bonus tip. If you don't want to have a nexus in many different warehouses, because by default, Amazon is going to send your inventory into different warehouses for easy shipping to customers for lower cost, because they are a business, of course. If you want your inventory to sit in one warehouse and one warehouse only, so this way you will only need a sales tax ID for that one warehouse that your inventory is sitting in, then you can go ahead and opt in for inventory placement service. So I'm here in my Amazon Seller Central account. You want to go up here to settings and click on fulfillment by Amazon, and you will come to this page right over here. Under inbound settings, you want to go ahead and click on edit, and it is going to take you to the next page where you can select inventory placement service. So by default, mine is set to inventory placement service, and it reads all quantities of a single seller SKU, meaning one product, will be assigned to a single fulfillment center, which means one warehouse, determined by Amazon during the shipment creation process. A per unit service fee applies. So let's click right over here and let's scroll down to inventory placement service fees. And let's scroll down right over here. So for standard size per item, 1 pound or less, if your product is 1 pound or less, and you are shipping in, let's say 300 units, it is going to be 30 cents per unit for keeping that inventory in one warehouse. If it's 1 to 2 pounds, it is going to be 40 cents per unit. Over 2 pounds, it is going to be 40 cents plus 10 pounds above the first 2 pounds. Now for the oversized per items, it is going to be this much, but most likely you are not going to have an oversized product unless you have a really big budget. Then you can go ahead and get oversized products. But for standard size products, this is what the costs are going to be. So you want to go ahead and consider this. If you are going to put your inventory in one warehouse, per unit, Amazon is going to charge you this much. And this is going to add up to your final cost of goods per product. Now over here under distributed inventory placement, it says Amazon will determine the distribution of your inventory among one or more fulfillment centers during the shipment creation process. This may include multiple shipments for individual seller SKUs. Again, you can go ahead and click on learn more to learn more about this. Again, I do want to mention, if you are just starting with Amazon FBA, go ahead and only focus on the one state that you live in, get your sales tax ID in that state. And when your business grows, if your inventory is sitting in one warehouse, let's say Texas, you are going to need to get a sales tax ID for Texas because you are going to have a nexus there. Your inventory is there, which basically means your business is there. So you are going to need to pay a sales tax for that state as well. So by doing inventory placement service, instead of getting a sales tax ID for multiple different warehouses, you can only get it for one warehouse. So this way you can save money. So this was it. This was everything that you need to know about Amazon sales tax. I hope you guys liked this video. Again, go ahead and check out my complete Amazon FBA course. On the bottom of this video, I cover in depth the A to Z of getting started with Amazon FBA. So if you want to build a very successful Amazon FBA business, you will absolutely love my Amazon FBA course. If you guys like this video, I would really appreciate a big thumbs up and a subscription. This YouTube channel is all about Amazon FBA. Thank you for watching. Have a great one, everyone.